Number 1, customer segments. List your target customers and users. There are basically 4 kinds of customer segments, or 4 ways to look at this within different types of business models. So the first one is mass market. Maybe your product is something that every household is going to need, like a cleaning product, okay? And you don't even differentiate between customer segments. The next one would be more niche markets or segmented markets. And that is basically different groups of people with different goals, problems, and needs, but very similar. So you have similar solutions for each of the different markets, but the way that you communicate is a little bit different to each one. And then you could also have diversified segments, which is really totally unique segments. So a big conglomerate will have many different diversified segments for each of their different brands and product offerings. And then finally there's multi-sided platforms. So that is basically when you have at least 2 different types of customer segments that are interdependent. So for example, Google is a multi-sided platform. They have the users, who all of us in the whole wide world, kind of a mass market thing where you go on and search for whatever you want to search for. Those are customers of Google, but none of us are paying customers. The paying customers are the advertisers. And in order to have those advertisers on there, you need those searchers, those non-paying customers. So they're interdependent markets. So think about who are your best customers and come back when you're done. Okay, so now that you've filled out the customer segments, different customer segments that you're appealing to with your business, I want you to pick one, the one that's going to spend the most money on your products right now, the one who you're most passionate about serving, the one who you can reach right now. You know, think about the here and now, think about the best ones for you right now, and then I want you to focus on that customer segment for the rest of the business model. So go ahead and write that customer segment at the top, and then focus as you fill out the rest of these boxes, fill out them thinking about that one particular target market. Because really, ultimately, you're going to need a different business model for each of your different customer segments. Number 2, problem. List 1 to 3 problems that you solve for your customers. Okay, so next I want you to fill out the problems on your business model canvas. And I'm not talking about the problems that you have as you're starting a business. I'm talking about what are your customers' problems that you can solve. Okay? The reason you want to think about this is because clients need to be able to rationalize what they're buying from you. Okay? We've got the logical side of the brain and we've got the emotional side of their brain. And you really do have to appeal to both. So the best, businesses come up with really strong problems that they can solve, and then they also come up with really strong desires that the customers want or clients want, and they meld that together in this beautiful marketing plan. So for now, though, I want you to just focus on the problem, because that's what most people don't do when they are thinking about designing their solutions, and they just think of the desire part and kind of what they can provide. And so they leave out really big, this whole part of the rational brain that needs to be able to say, listen, this is going to work for me in this way, so I can actually afford to do this right now. I want to afford to do this right now. Now, if you do have an entertainment business, if you are making art or certain things like that, then you may only be appealing to desires. So think about that as well. If if you're making a movie, you might appeal to a person's desires to save the world, superhero movies. Number 3, solutions. List one solution for each of your problems that you listed. Now, Your solution should be something that you have the strength, that you or your business partner, your business as a whole has the strengths and the skills to be able to solve. It should be something that you're familiar with, something that you're passionate about, something that you could spend, 7 to 10 years investing in. Number 4, value proposition. Create a package of products and services that add value to your clients. So for your value proposition, what value do you deliver to your customer? Think about the problems and the solutions, and then think about how you can bundle everything together in a package that will create the maximum value for your customer. Michael Port says that you want to deliver 20 times the value that your customer is actually paying you for. And eventually you want to turn this into a tagline. Something very clear, simple, and compelling so that that turns unaware potential customers into interested, engaged potential customers. 4B, high-level concept. So, for example, Lift Your Business is like a production company for growing a business. You want to think about what your company is like X that does Y. So compare it to something that most people know what it is and what it does, and it makes it just easier for people to understand what the heck you're doing.